Have you ever had that feeling where your mind just feels constantly agitated, constantly bombarded by a whirlpool of thoughts? Maybe you go on a holiday and your mind's thinking, when can I go back home? Or when you're at home, you're thinking, when can I go back on holiday? If you're sitting and doing work, you're feeling frustrated and agitated about other things that you should be doing. You just can't seem to find that peace. It just feels like life is this frustration and constant battle. Now, some describe this as restlessness, feelings of ADHD, anxiety. In this video, I'm gonna dive deep into this issue because it's something that I've experienced for quite a while, and I've been looking for strategies to help bring that calm and focus back into my life. I'm gonna share with you some of the possible causes for this situation, as well as the solutions that can hopefully bring that sense of normalcy and focus back into your life. So before we delve right in, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and join me on this journey navigating mind, body, and soul wellness. With that, let's delve right in. I'm first going to start off with sharing with you what I think are those top reasons that cause restlessness, anxiety, ADHD, that feeling of constant agitation that you may be feeling. Then I'm going to get into the solutions. So let's get into these 3 reasons that I think could be behind your restlessness. So the first item is this disconnect between your heart and your mind. Now, your heart may be desiring one thing, and when I refer to heart, I'm referring to the soul or your essence, that core essence of who you inherently are. Now, if your heart has a different life mission and you are headed in a totally opposite direction, there can be this disconnect that grows. And oftentimes, if you look at modern society with all its different societal norms, it often creates this disconnect so that we don't feel in touch with our true purpose in life. And that can cause a lot of agitation and frustration in life. And when you're not taking even the little steps that can place you in somewhat alignment of what your life mission is, it can create an even bigger divide and that feeling of constant tension, because the one part of you is trying to pull you in one direction and the mind is trying to pull you in another direction. And oftentimes you end up with this feeling of agitation, like, I hate this. Why am I going through this? So when this takes place, it's important to take that step back, to start to reflect on your life. And if it's something that is hard, like I mentioned, because of all these societal pressures, it creates a sense of disconnect. And that voice, the voice of the soul or the voice of the heart, is so subtle that you often can't even hear it. For many of us, it's such a challenge. For those who have that deep connection to self and that heightened sense of intuition, it's easier to hear that voice and to come into alignment. But if you haven't been in alignment or you haven't heard that inner voice or that inner calling, then exercises such as journaling, meditation, trying to delve deeper into understanding your purpose can start to bring out the aspects of your life where that underlying disconnect is taking place, so that you can start to reflect on it and position your life in a way that is in greater alignment with that vision of your soul purpose, or trying to see if there's a balance between the two that you can establish to try and facilitate a more coherent heart-brain connection. In this next part of the video, I'm going to take you down the astrology rabbit hole. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to take you down that deep. I'm just going to leave it on the surface level. If you want me to go deeper into the astrological effects, drop it down in the comment section and I'll try and address it in another video. But from the astrological perspective, I want you to think about where is your Rahu or your North Node situated in your birth chart. And if you can understand where Rahu is situated, it can give you an indication of where you are likely to encounter feelings of restlessness. Now, Rahu is causative of restlessness. So if you can understand where it's situated and where its aspects are in your chart, it can give you an indication of where you're likely to encounter restlessness, or whether you just inherently disposed with this feeling of restlessness. So oftentimes when it's situated in your ascendant, or it has a vision on your ascendant, it's likely that you're going to have this negative mindset, especially during its period when it's during its Mahadasa period, or its period when its influence is at an heightened state. And during those years, you're going to find that its overall position is going to be much more prevalent in your life. And that can also give you an indication if you're unable to establish whether it is really restlessness, are there these restlessness energies that are impacting your life, then this may be a helpful indicator to understand whether you are subject to these energies, and can help you then put in place measures to try and navigate around it. The third item I'd like to cover in this video is if you have a sedentary life, or at least this I found to be very prevalent in my life, where you're sitting in front of a computer working all day and you're not doing enough exercise, you're not getting up to take a walk, and over time this tends to build up a lot of pent up energy almost, and it can result in a feeling of restlessness, of agitation, because your body needs to be moving. If you're sitting all day, it's not healthy. Ultimately, we were meant to move. We weren't meant or created to just sit in front of a computer all day. There needs to be some element of movement in order to bring that sense of normalcy and vibrancy to your health. There's many other factors, from stress to having too much of stimulant. There's a multitude of factors that can also cause restlessness. Okay, so let's get into the strategies that you can put in place in your life to help you overcome restlessness. So these are things that I've implemented in my life to help me overcome restlessness. The first one that I found to be very highly effective is to try and do some sort of vigorous physical exercise first thing in the morning. If it can be done outdoors, all the better. Something that can at least help you build up a sweat, help you get in that fresh air from outside and breathe more deeply and more vigorously, so that you can feel that sense of having exercise, that movement, that sense of vibrancy in your day, that when you have this mild levels of exhaustion, so you're not feeling constantly agitated to want to do something physical during the remainder of the day. But don't go and take it to the extreme and get so tired that you wiped out for the rest of the day, because then obviously you're canceling all the positive benefits that you can get out of incorporating this practice into your lifestyle. So something that I find can work really well, that is not too intensive, is think of doing a bit of biking out in the morning. So maybe it's taking a ride of at least a good number of kilometers that you can sustain, and that leaves you feeling somewhat satisfied that you've done something physical during the day. And like I said, the first thing in the morning, so that it carries you all through the rest of the day, and you don't have that constant need to do something physically exhausting. So the second strategy, and I know some of you are going to hate me for saying this, but the second item is to try and bring in some element of discipline into your life. So maybe think about having a to-do list or list where you prioritize the items that you want to do. Bring in that structure into your life. A sense of routine as well can all help to alleviate those feelings of restlessness, to help get it out of the way, so that you can create this habit of certain times to do certain things. So if it's having your meals at a certain point in time, try and keep to that regularity, and that can help to build up your concentration levels and not feel agitated, because your mind knows what to expect, or your body at least knows what to expect, and can help to establish a better routine for the day and less of the restlessness and agitation. Now, I used to hate having a list or being told what to do. I used to love functioning in an unstructured environment, but unfortunately, those unstructured environments can give rise to more and more restlessness. So trying to find a system that can help us work within a structure can be beneficial. Now, all the better if you do it for yourself, so at least you know I'm taking ownership of the structure, of setting it for myself, of creating this self-discipline, so that you don't feel like it's being imposed upon you. If you feel like it's being imposed upon you, it's not going to be that effective. So you need to take responsibility. You need to own that list of yours, or that structure that you create for yourself, and want to achieve it and create a routine. So try and maintain it for at least 21 or 30 days to try and ingrain the habit. And once it's formed, it will just carry you out throughout. The third and final strategy that can help you overcome restlessness, and that I found to be so effective, is having music playing in the background. Yes, I'm sure most of you will love it. Try and find some sort of music that helps keep you focused. Now, a lot of us who suffer from ADHD or have this restlessness syndrome, or whatever you want to call it, anxiety, depression, having that music in the background, and it's something that shouldn't be disturbing. It should be something that allows you to just relax and to be more focused. Having that background music playing can provide that sense of greater focus and reduced restlessness. And the reason for this is because people who often have ADHD, your minds are thinking of multiple thinking. It's a hyperactive mind that's thinking of multiple things at the same time. And in order to reduce that, you can have part of your mind focusing on the music and part of your mind focusing on the work, which allows for this synchronistic connection and a better focus to take place and less of that feeling of restlessness. So find the music that goes well with you. There's no one size fits all when it comes to music. I notice everyone has different tastes. For me, it's sometimes different days, different tastes, different types of music. So it all depends on what music you're vibing with on that day, and that can help to make that difference and give you that heightened focus. Your mind isn't so agitated. If any of that resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, like, share, and leave your comments in the comment section below. With that, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next video.